Hi guys, this is my tutorial for a glittered winter snowflake tumbler. The tumbler that we'll be working on today is a 16-ounce travel mug from the Steel Magnolia. I used about 7.5 milliliters of epoxy. We're going to be using a lot of glitter colors today and we're going to need more epoxy than usual. The glitter colors that we'll be using today are all from Peachy Olive Glitters. The first is Bifrost. Secondly, Gus Gus, Galadriel, YMBB, Bejeweled, Snow Confetti, Guy Diamond, Chunky Parabatai, Smitten, and lastly, Blue Blood. When glittering your tumblers, please save all of the overcast glitter that you get from glittering your tumbler. There's a lot of colors that we're going to be using, and the mix that you'll get at the end of glittering this tumbler is going to be so gorgeous. I always save my custom mixes for straw toppers, for molds, mermaid molds, any type of molds you have, you can use this glitter for, and it'll be specific to you because nobody else will have this color. Let this glitter layer cure and then add epoxy until smooth, and then you'll be ready for your decals. We're going to be using 3 sets of decals for this tumbler. First, we'll have some extra snowflakes that I'll be making a gorgeous holographic silver, the Peekaboo outline, which will be a foil silver, and then the Peekaboo snowflakes themselves. You can use any snowflake that you have on hand, but if you would like to use the specific snowflake that I'll be using today, I'll put the link to my Etsy shop in the description box below. The different cut settings that we'll be using for each decal. For the extra snowflakes that I'll be making a beautiful holographic color, we'll be using premium vinyl holographic. For the silver foil outlines, you'll need the cut setting adhesive foil. And lastly, for your stencil vinyl, I don't have it saved in my favorites, so I have to type it in, but Cricut has a stencil vinyl setting that you'll need to use. Once you've epoxied your cup and it's all cured and you've sanded, make sure it's completely smooth from your sanding. You don't want any bumps on your cup at all from when we spray paint. I personally use a hand sander, and the grit that I use is 1000. It may seem like a lot, but it helps me not to get into my glitters and sand my glitter. I also used a masking film for my stencil vinyl. It works just as well as stencil vinyl. I actually bought the wrong thing, you guys, but it still worked out for me. absolutely skip this next step if you like. I love to have the glittered handle look on my finished tumblers, so I always tape it off, but you absolutely do not have to do this. Also, if you tape off the bottom of your tumblers and have the bottom stainless, be sure to tape right up next to the glitter line so you don't have that weird glitter line, stainless steel line showing on your finished tumbler. This is how I spray paint my tumblers. Can you spray paint right after sanding? Yes, you absolutely can. Just be sure to use a high grit sandpaper when you do. For this tumbler, I use Rustoleum 2x white in flat white paint. You can use any white paint that you have on hand. I just happen to have the flat white. After you let your white coat dry for a little bit, we're going to come back with another color. I use Gloss Peekaboo Blue by Krylon. It's almost like a grayish blue color. It really reminds me of the winter sky, like right before snow is coming and you look up at the sky and it's that really gorgeous grayish blue. I thought it would give such a nice effect, so I did a gradient on the top and then a gradient on the bottom of the tumbler, leaving the middle that nice crisp white. Now that your cup is nice and dry, make sure it's completely dry before you remove your decal. And the way I remove my decal is I go in the direction of the decal itself. So just in case my hand slips, it doesn't go into my paint job. Try to make it so that you're going with the decal, so if your hand does slip, you'll nick the decal instead of your paint. After I removed my Peekaboo Snowflakes, I added one coat of CC DIY Artist Resin and then I was ready for my outlines. this next epoxy step, after we've placed our extra snowflakes and outlines, I decided to use Cullen by Featherbear Bling. It's another one of those beautiful glitter dust type glitters. I added it to my epoxy for this layer and it gave such a gorgeous shimmer. It was just the right touch. Now you can absolutely stop after you epoxy at this step and it's nice and smooth, but we're going to be adding a little bit of extra glitter today. I like my glitter. No, I'm sorry. I love a little extra glitter. So I just did a very thin coat for this step because I'll be adding a little bit of glitter and we'll need to add another epoxy coat after this step has been cured. After that glitter layer is finished, add 1 to 2 more layers of epoxy and you'll be all done. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Have fun making your tumblers and I'll see you again next time. Bye!